Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel for Trending Thursday. Glad to have you all here. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to be here, always glad to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Also, let me hear where you're coming in, where you're tuning in from. All right, type in where you're tuning in from. I am not only on YouTube, but I am also on Facebook, so I'm keeping my chat open for Facebook as well. I want all you Facebook folks to chime in as well. Where are you tuning in from? All right, and if you're brand new to the channel, I invite you already to hit the subscribe button. If you like the content along the way, by all means, please hit the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And let's see how many likes we get by the end of the day. Hopefully we get a good amount of likes. Perfect audio. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Mark is saying from Biloxi, Mississippi. I got to say it like that. From Biloxi, Mississippi. All right. So let's go see. Anybody from Facebook? Are you letting me know where you're chiming in from? Las Vegas. I like me, Sin City. I like that. Montreal. I got a lot of people here from Canada, which is awesome. I got Florida.
We got Stan Heller.
Stan Heller is going to be, that's next
Wednesday.
That's next Wednesday. We have a hot stock panel here on our YouTube channel. We do that once a month. And for all you guys who are speculators, we got a great one for you. Low dollar stocks, penny stocks to invest in. All right. Asan from Facebook says, thank you for your advices. We don't give advices. We give more guidance than advice. You know, I like to look at it this way. We give more guidance than advice. Jay says he's tuning in from his office. I know that Jay is in New York. So let me see. Roger is in Bullhead City, Arizona. Wow, Arizona. Is it warm there? It got a little chilly here in North Carolina. Bob is in Manville, Louisiana. Fairfield, California for David. Orange County for John. I'm trying to look on Facebook. And Jay's on Facebook. Jay is on both Facebook and YouTube. Pick one.
Jay.
Pick one.
Let's go.
Pick one. Ninja, are you here? Ninja, are you here? MASH Luxury Transportation says, Joey, did you know we're supposed to see inflation in our future? I've been talking about inflation for the longest time. Glenn's been talking about inflation for the longest time. We're going to talk about inflation again today. All right, thoughts on ASM coin? You know, I just started, I got a Coinbase account, and I'm picking up all these little cryptocurrencies. That's not one that I have. I got some Fetch and some...
Shibus.
I got some Shibus. Yeah, I did pick up some Shibus. What else did you see in there?
Some Dojis.
I didn't get any Doge. I ain't get no Doji.
Got the Bitcoin.
But I did get into I'm in the Shibu panic right now with all of those stocks. So I'm in a couple of, I just opened it up. I put a little bit of money in there. So I am buying some crypto, several pieces of crypto all over the place. How about deflation? Teresa, I don't think it's happening just quite yet. Glenn is a scare when you start talking about you in the third person. Did I talk about Glenn in the third person?
Glenn's been talking about inflation.
Glenn's been talking about, yeah, okay, I guess I was talking in the third person.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
All right, so Joey wants me to get to it. What am I talking about today? Let me give you a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. Always we cover the market, so we're going to do a market overview. Because of DWAC, I just did a video on that. You guys have been watching it, but if you haven't already, go check out my video on DWAC, but we're going to talk about SPACs today. And then also on top of that, tomorrow's 6 p.m. video is going to be a video about SPACs versus IPOs. I want you to tune in for that. Watch that over the weekend, all right? So please do that. So we're going to cover SPACs. We're going to cover earnings. We're still early in the earnings season. Let's see what stocks hit and what stocks didn't. We're going to talk about energy coal. That industry has been on the rise recently, and I'm going to talk to you about why it has been on the rise. Software tech stocks is moving. There's a couple of them I want you to take a look at. And I've always got stocks of interest, stocks that I want to bring to your attention every day or every Thursday as well. All right, so that's the things that we're going to cover today. You want to try to stay away or stay to the end. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to give away a cup. I'm going to give away a mug. All right, but you got to stay to the end in order to get the mug. I am going to give away a free mug today, and Mark is here. Mark Norton. I'm picking Mark Norton to pick the winner today. Last time it was Jay. Mark Norton, I'm putting it in your hands to do the picking today. And I don't know. I didn't see Ninja. I needed to talk to Ninja because Patrick wanted me to tell Ninja thank you for the super chat that he got in his 11 a.m. presentation on the mobile app. He did get a couple of super chats.
Jay was one of them.
Jay was one of them. Jay was looking like Mark Norton up in Patrick's deal today. So, and Badger, Tom, you can stay, Tom. You can stay. Glenn, Jay is not here today. He is on Facebook. He's in both. You're in both. I hear you. So who's on Jay's account? Who's on Jay's account on Facebook, on YouTube? I don't know. All right. So, Mark, you're going to be the one that's going to pick a winner today. Is our way of always saying thank you for your super chats that you give us this way. Can I stay till the end even if we don't give away a mug? Yes, Tom, you can. Yes, you can. Jay is a very popular name. Jay, does he not see that I can see his last name?
He's doing third person.
He's doing third person. All right, so that's what we're going to cover today. Let's get right into the homepage of the VectorVest software. Let's go see what's going on. Where is it? There's my stocks for today. Let's start from the homepage. So on the homepage here in the VectorVest, I need to do that. How about I put on that? That might work. All right, so here's our homepage of the VectorVest software. Nice update today. 2 green lights in our price column and buy to sell ratio column. Still in a primary wave up. We moved from a primary wave down yesterday to a primary wave up. That's our fastest indicator we have for market timing. Look at the advancers. We've got 64% of our stocks going up today, only 27% going down. And that's based on 9,054 stocks. So a nice up day in the market today. Here's a graphical version of our advance to decline starting from the 9:30 hour. Stocks are definitely going up more than going down. Here's our main indices. The Dow is up 0.5%. Who's leading the charge today? The NASDAQ. Tech stocks are on the move, up over 1% today. The S&P is up about 0.8%. Now, how about this? The VectorVest Composite, which tracks the movement of over 9,000 stocks, is up at 1% today. You got to love it. Today is a good day. You know, Ninja is here. There you go. Ninja, did you get what I said? Patrick wanted me to let you know. He didn't say thank you for the super chat today. He wanted me to let you know that he says thank you. So I was looking for you. So Patrick, I told Ninja thank you. All right. So he can hear me. He's just ignoring me. He sits right next to me in office wise. So all right. So Ninja, he wanted me to make sure I got that out to you. So what? Anyway, that's our old school intercom. We talk through the wall. All right. Ninja wants his super chat money back now. That's messed up, Jay. Now stop talking for Ninja. Leave Ninja alone. I just told him thank you. All right. So from here, know that it's a nice update today. Wow, he's tapping on the wall. Ninja says, okay, I had to go back to work, so it was all fine. There you go, Ninja. All right, what did you say?
Was that Morse code?
That was Morse code. I don't know what he tapped it. He didn't type in like SOS or nothing. All right. So from here, nice update today, but what's been going on in the market overall? And let's go take a look at that. Let's get into my first story. All right. And as I look at that, Derby's take, as FOMC meeting nears, 2 Fed governors issue hawkish warnings. What did I say? Christopher Waller and Randall Qualls say the central bank's timing for an interest rate rise could, what? Be moved forward. What did I tell you about interest rates? What did your buddy Glenn tell you about interest rates? Did not Glenn tell you that interest rates were probably going to get raised sooner than the Fed said it would be? Does everybody remember that? Type a 1 if in the room if you remember that. And if you never heard me say that, type a 2 in the room. If you've heard me say that, type a 1 in the room that you've heard me say that the Fed was going to most likely raise interest rates faster than they said they would. I'm putting that out there. Your Uncle Glenn was out there looking out for you, even when the Fed kept saying that interest rates were transitory. And I kept saying, no, inflation was an issue. Inflation was an issue. So Snoopy on Facebook says, so how do you play that in with the stock market? So now, what's going to happen when inflation rates increase? The market's going to go down. So what do you do, Snoopy? You start playing the market to the downside. Whether you play contra ETFs, which we've done videos on our YouTube channel for, or you start shorting stocks. If there are stocks that you own long-term that you don't want to get rid of, you've got to learn how to sell covered calls. You've got to learn how to generate income on those stocks as they're going down. So Snoopy, that's the way that I'm going to explain to you how you take advantage of when the market pulls back. What's the second thing that's going to happen when the market pulls back? Part of that is right here. Nope, not that one. There it is. Fed prepares to taper stimulus amid more doubts on inflation. So we all know that they're going to taper. It's not if, it's going to be when they start taking that stimulus in a way, because the Fed was buying bond rates, were buying bonds even at the low rates. They didn't care. They were still putting the money, paying off, buying them. Once the Fed starts taking that off, okay, what's going to happen is in order for more people to buy bonds, they're going to have to make them more attractive. They're going to have to raise the interest rates on bonds. People are going to then start taking money out of the market and start putting it into bonds. So the market is going to be poised for a big, good pullback, correction, recession, whatever you want to call it. It's going to happen. All right. And the Fed knows that the market is running hot. How do you stave that off? You raise interest rates. The other part of that is they were adding by buying the bonds, they're going to start taking that off the table. The market is poised for this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right. My other story was consumer confidence rose as Delta COVID-19 wave eased. So as more and more people, and again, I don't know where you sit in regards to this argument, and I am going to say that the vaccines are helping. All right. That's my opinion. And I think that the data shows it. I'm not going to even say the word the science. I think the data shows that cases are starting to dwindle as more and more people get vaccinated. And then on top of that, I'm going to have a story on that the younger generation is in the process of getting vaccinated as well. So, and I keep hearing people, and I want to bring this to your attention too. I keep hearing people talk about the herd mentality. I'm not sure I'm fully on board with the herd mentality because people get flu shots every year. People still get the flu. So I'm not on board with the herd mentality perspective, but I am on board with the idea that vaccinations help. All right. And I don't know if we ever get to a herd mentality with that. I just think that if you have the vaccination, if you do catch COVID, that the chances of you going into the hospital or passing away diminish because the vaccine helps. All right. So I like that Brian says that there could be a long downturn. Absolutely. The market has been bolstering and going high since 2016. People still call it the Trump effect. All right, the Trump rally. It's still in effect. And at some point in time, remember, markets can't go up forever. And I think a lot of people have gotten used to the market going up, and they might have in the back of their minds that, yeah, it can. The market can go up forever. Watch it. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. Don't listen to that. You know why? Because markets don't go up forever. All right, so I've been preparing you guys, and Snoopy's. That was a great question in regards to what to take advantage of. And the SQQQQ might be a great play. If the market goes down, I believe contra ETFs are going to skyrocket. That's going to be a great way of taking care of the market and taking care of making money in a down market. All right. So, or buy put, says Mr. Consulting. I'm with that as well. Anything to play the market to the downside when it runs down is a good way to go. All right. Did I look at, nope, here's the last one. Fed faces showdown as supply and demand and patience collide. So how many of you continue to see the stories of the boats on the shores, all the coastal ports? Say that real fast. Postal courts?
Postal courts.
No, coastal ports.
Coastal ports.
Coastal ports. Ships are out there, so supply is still not getting in yet. All right, and I think that eventually it's going to. I don't know when that's going to change, but at some point in time it's going to change. 2007 to early 2009 was a great on the short side, and you know something? That's where I made the most of my money in my portfolio. Was during the collapse in the market. Do you guys realize that stocks go down faster than they go up? You guys know that? Type of 1 in the room if you know that. How many of you know that stocks go down faster than they go up? So when the market goes down, folks, that is a great opportunity to grow your portfolio as long as you do it the right way. As long as you do it the right way. So I see the ones coming in. Hey, Kirby, I see the ones coming in because it's true. And I don't want you guys to miss out when the market goes down. A lot of people get all glum about it. Oh, my gosh, the market's going down. Oh, sound like Eeyore. Whoa. Don't do that. It's a great opportunity to make market. Just learn how to do it. Just learn how to do it, whether it's buying puts, selling covered calls, playing contra ETFs, selling stock short. There's a lot of different ways to make money when the market goes down. Don't sleep on it. All right? Don't sleep on it. Elevator down, stairs up. I like that, S. McClintock. That's cool. That's right. Elevator down. I mean, the stock market fall, but in order to go up, we take our time and we walk up the stairs. Walk up the stairs. Take the stairs up and the elevator down. Mirror. Both of them said the same thing at the same time. All right. Glenn means sell high and buy the bottoms. From sell high when we're thinking about playing the market to the downside. All right. So let's get into the software and let's take a look at some of these indices. All right, we're going to go to the Viewers tab. From the Viewers tab, we're going to go to our watch list of stocks. These are all of the stocks that we're going to look at on Trending Thursday today. We've got 17 stocks. For those of you who are brand new, when we create a watch list in the VectorVest system, these stocks are just not thrown in there. They are not just willy-nilly. They are sorted by our master indicator VST, which stands for value, safety, and timing, and it's a vector formula. The stocks that have the best combination of relative value, relative safety, and relative timing will automatically migrate to the top of the list. So out of all of the stocks that I'm looking at, METC is the best stock by VST, and Robinhood is the worst stock by VST. This gives me a great picture when I have a basket of stocks to see where my stocks fit from the perspective of VectorVest analysis. And that's a great thing. All right. So we put that all out there together. Mark, hi, I'm a mug user. So Lou is trying to get on Mark's good side. How about that, Mark? I'm surprised that more people are not trying to holler at you, Mark. Be like, yo, Mark, come here, bro. Yo, what's up? I'm trying to get that mug. You know what I'm saying? And then Mark looks at them and goes, exactly. So Mark is going to be monitoring the chat. He's going to pick out who he feels is going to win the mug. But you got to be present in order to get the mug by the end of the day. All right, so the two stocks that I look at for tracking the market, for those of you who are subscribers to the VectorVest software, we look at the VVC. And for those of you who are not subscribers to the software, we look at the benchmark or the S&P 500. I'm going to right click. Let's take a look at those stocks. So now we looked at the stories that show you what the market is doing right now. Let's look at the market over the last 3 months. So yesterday, 2 days, for 2 days in a row, look at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. Actually, I'm going to change this to more of a swing trade perspective. Swing trade. Now I'm going to look at a 20-day exponential moving average on an end-of-day graph. Why? Because if I'm looking at stocks here on the YouTube channel, there's times where we're going to look at aggressive stocks. But I think that for the most part, when I'm looking at stocks here, for the group of people that are here, I want to try to look at them a little bit on a longer term. All right. We do have videos. We do have times. How about when I do the midday market updates on Monday? I am looking at more of a trading perspective. But here on our YouTube channel, on Trending Thursday, I like to look at a longer term perspective. So as I look, the market went down for 2 strong days in a row. Nice little rebound today. Got a little bit of a bullish harami candlestick pattern forming today, which could be a change in market sentiment and start to move the market back higher up to our level of resistance at 69.35. Look at the volume. With the market pulled back, whether up or down, the volume has been pretty steady on the VVC. I like that. I'm going to take off sales and sales growth. I am going to keep on earnings and earnings growth, though. As the market is moving higher, earnings overall has moved higher. Earnings are still coming out early in this quarter, are still looking good. So you got to love that. Did I ask the question? How many of you think that this earnings, that the earnings going into this last quarter are going to look good going into the end of the year? Type of 1, if you think that this earnings season right now, this last quarter, are going to look good going into the end of the year. If you don't think that the earnings for the last quarter are going to be looking good to the end of the year, type of 2. Type of 2. All right. So I'm curious to know. I think that companies have built in enough earnings. Companies have made enough money that this last quarter of the year should look good. What's going to be interesting is looking at the first quarter next year. I think looking at the first quarter next year is going to be very interesting as the inflation has been so hot. Prices have been rising. Companies have had to raise prices. I'm wondering how that's going to affect earnings. I think the first quarter of next year is going to be a very interesting quarter, and it's going to be the entree into what's going to be, if it's not the first quarter, I'm going to give it definitely into the second quarter of next year, which will be the entree into the big pullback, correction, recession in the market. It's going to happen sometime in the spring or summer of next year. I'm not going to say early. I'm going to say spring of next year, at least the spring. How about Jay says 3? It will be mixed depending on the sector and industry. I think overall, Jay, when you look at earnings, they're either really good overall. FactSec data tells you that most companies beat or meet earnings or not. So I think it's only a two-pronged answer, whether it's going to be good going into the end of the year or not so good going into the end of the year. That's what I think. All right. So, by the way, Mark, Joey will let you know when it's time to pull a winner. All right. Glenn, what did I tell you about GGPI and VLTA? Don't sleep. Listen, did we look at these as stocks to look at? And I don't know. I'm going to write them down. GGPI and VLTA. If you don't stay to the end, Global, to see these, I'm going to be very angry at you. I'm going to give you a stern talking to if you're not here by the end of the session to see me analyze those stocks. All right, so that's on the VVC. Here's the S&P 500. Not nearly as two big pullback days that the VectorVest composite did, but look at that right now, right there at the 3-month high on the spiders. The market still looks good. Earnings still look good, so the markets will continue to rise. So that's where we stand on a 3-month view of the market, coupled with the few stories, the 4 stories that I had on what's going on in the market and what's making the market do what it do. All right. Anybody got any questions? I'm looking at my Facebook. I'm looking at my Kirby says 2 down days does not make a long trend. Absolutely, Kirby. You know me. 1 day doesn't make a trend. 2 days doesn't make a trend. I think you need to have about 5 days before you can actually have a real trend. About 5 days before you can actually have a real trend. All right. So with that, who's that person? There's a person calling me with a name that I can't talk to you. Somebody's calling me from Syracuse, New York. I can't. Why? Don't the people know, Joey? Don't people know what I'm doing on Thursdays? Holy smokes. I'm off the grid on Thursdays. I'm here in Trending Thursdays. I'm off the grid, baby. Man, Glenn doesn't sleep. He is the best. Thank you. Who said that? That was Michael. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Bill says, I wish the swing trading session is later so I could watch more Trending Thursday. Bill, I hear you. You know, the only cool thing about that is that Trending Thursdays are recorded so that if you miss it, you can come back and watch it. Glenn, who's that? That's Kirby. I see. No, Kirby. Why are you calling me? Why is Kirby calling? Kirby, stop calling me. Stop calling me. All right. Let's move to my next story. I can't believe Kirby just did that. And that popped up. I can't believe Kirby just did that. Son of a gun. All right, let's get to my next story. So my next story is about SPACs. All right, my next story is about SPACs. Let's do this. How many people own a SPAC stock in your portfolio right now? Type of 1 if you do, type of 2 if you don't. I'm very curious to know about that too. How many of you own a SPAC company right now? Type of 1 in the room if you do, type of 2 in the room if you don't. And again, I hear you, John. I'm pretty much looking for a mixture, and I'm thinking that I'm thinking that more people don't have SPACs right now, and that's interesting. All right, that's cool. Raphael says, I'm not sure. If you had a SPAC, you would know. Too risky. Ooh, Sunil's. Whether it's a SPAC or an IPO, then you would think of them in the same way, that they are both too risky. All right. And I am a fan. Everybody knows. How do I feel about buying new companies? Do I like it or don't like it? One, I want to hear, do I like it or do I not like buying IPOs? Everybody in this room should know me by now. And the other side of that is, what's the best stock in the world according to Glenn? All right, what's the best stock according in the world according to Glenn? But for the most part, fun is a SPAC. Yes, it is, Kirby. All right, and everybody in the room knows me enough to know that I don't like buying new companies right out of the box. And the second part of it is going to come up. What's the best stock in the world according to Glenn? Everybody knows what Glenn thinks is the best stock in the world, and I'm sticking to it. I am still sticking to it. I think that it is the best stock in the whole wide world. CTRM is on my list too, Mike. CTRM is on my list too, but it's more Apple. Apple is Glenn likes those covered calls and covered puts. Listen, I don't mind playing covered calls. I own Apple right now, and when the market does turn back around and starts going down, I will be selling covered calls against my Apples. But here's a Trump SPAC, Digital World Acquisition, DWAC, after it made that big, huge move. And I put out a video on that as well about the stock going up 800%. And I talked a little bit about SPACs. And again, tomorrow's video is going to be IPO versus SPAC. You guys, hopefully you support that video. But it dropped 11% after huge gains on social media merger news. All right. So I talked about the company that brought Trump's company to the market. And go check out that video on DWAC. So when I look at SPACs, I like this site. Susan talked about this on her ESG Tech video yesterday. I love this website. I use it in my first SPAC video that was back in March of this year. If you haven't watched that, I use this same website, which is SpacAnalytics.com. It's a great site to keep up with what's going on with SPAC. So why is DWAC moving up so much? Well, it's buzz. And a lot of it is because there's Donald Trump's name behind it. Now, when I did the video, someone talked about Parler. I don't think Parler went through the process of, I don't know what Parler did, and I don't know if Parler was around and then blah, 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 blah. I don't think that DWAC is going to fall in the same category as Parler. That's my personal opinion. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, it's going to garner a lot of buzz. The stocks is going to move, and I like the other two stocks that are wrapped up in it. If you looked at the DWAC video, look at a company called BENE, BENE, and another company called Fun. Anyways, PHUN. Those stocks are also being a benefactor of the DWAC stock moving up as well, because they bring certain points of stability and understanding on how to open up a social platform. One deals with clouds and one deals with AI. So put those two together along with the DWAC, put those three, those companies could do very well. Now, do I think it's going to do well? I think that Trump has a lot of supporters. I think that a lot of people are going to flock. I know John is one. John Boston is one. And I know he's going to, there's a lot of people who are definitely going to flock to that social media platform. So I think it's going to garner a lot more attention, and we'll see what happens with it. All right, we will see what goes on with it. Tell me what to buy, Glenn says, Terry. Terry, that's not what I do. My job is to bring to you useful information. You understand, Terry, that I'm not a broker, right? So as I'm not a broker, I am not licensed to tell you what to buy. Does that make sense, Terry? I appreciate the faith you may have in me, but that's, I'm not licensed to do that, bro. I can't do that. So when I look at these stocks and I tell you what I think about them, it's up to you to make the decision on whether or not you want to buy it. All right. So, this is what's important right here. When I look at over the last, 2003, 2000, almost 10 years, look at the number of SPAC IPOs and how much they've been exploding by as compared to IPOs, initial public offerings. SPACs is a special purpose acquisition company. There's a difference in how these different ways of bringing stocks to the forefront to be bought by the public. And tomorrow's video is going to really detail how that happens. But as I look, there's a growing number of SPACs starting from only one in 2003 all the way up to 499 for this year alone. Compared to IPO 784, SPACs is 64% of that. 64% of the IPOs coming out of SPACs. So what else I like about this? How about the top performing SPACs? DWAC is at top of the list, up to 939%, followed by Iridium, which is up 635. How about Draftkings? I don't know how many of you knew that Draftkings was a SPAC. Type of one in the room. How many of you knew that Draftkings was a SPAC? Now, as Shock says, SPACs do not disclose enough information like IPOs required to do. And you know something? It makes it a little easier for a company to come through as a SPAC. So that could be looked at as a lot more riskier as a company. But understand, there's a lot of money that's already set aside to just go and buy a company that's already in place. So when a blank check company or SPAC brings to the forefront that they want to buy my car wash, that's what I used in my video, that they want to go buy my car wash. My car wash better be doing some good stuff in order for them to put their money behind me. Does that make sense, Shock? So yes, they're not nearly as regulated. They don't have to disclose as much information. But if I've got a ton of money sitting on the sideline waiting to merge with a company that's already in existence, that's already doing good, and I want to grow that company, I'm not nearly as, and maybe I'm not saying this right, but I'm not nearly as concerned as long as I see enough of the books to tell me that what's your model, what's your plan, and how do you make this happen? And if I find the right company that fits what I'm looking for to grow a company, then I'm willing to write my blank check, put out to that company to bring it back. All right. You did not know about DraftKings. DraftKings is out there, but not everybody knows that it's a SPAC. All right. But it came through IPO by way of the special purpose acquisition company, not through the traditional initial public offering. All right. This is why I asked the question. This is just why I asked the question. All right. So I like this site again because I can see what the top performing SPACs are, the SPAC IPO performance, recent, so on and so forth. I got another website that's out here called Spactrack, and it just gives me a lot of great information. You notice that the DWAC right on this website is a buzz. It's a buzz, and that's what's making the stock move up higher and higher and higher. All right, it's a buzz. Let's go do a refresh, see if I got any news stories. No, this is it. But also other stocks that are out there as far as SPACs. Former billionaire Outcast makes SPAC comeback. And look at that. So I like this space as well, and keep my eyes on Phase. How many of you are gamers? I know our, not to put down the age group of the people in the room, but Phase Clan is going public by way of SPAC, not IPO. All right, and it's a $1 billion valuation. I am a Call of Duty fan. So is Joey. Phase Clan is the #1 clan on Call of Duty. Is that not right? Yeah. So all of that, man, that's going to be huge. Nick Merckx just got paid a lot of money, didn't he? He got paid, and I'm wondering if it's got something to do with the valuation of Phase Clan getting ready to go IPO. Jay Carter, what is the site name, please? Spac Analytics. Spac Analytics. I can copy that right there. I don't just want that. Spac Analytics, copy. I'll put it in the chat for you. This is a great site if you want to learn about SPACs and what SPACs are and what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. But this other one is called Spactrack. It's got a lot of great information here as well. That came from Facebook. I just opened a diagonal in DWAC. Woo, that's interesting play. That's an interesting play. I'm going to take a look at that. Snoopy says on Facebook, investors treating the SPAC market like a gold rush. Well, it's not like it's brand new. Was that swag right there? That looks like swag. Yes, I follow a lot of Phase people. That does look like swag. You think so?
Which one?
This one right here?
Maybe.
I think that's swag. All right. SPACs are nothing new, but I think the DWAC brought more light to it in a short amount of time. It ain't nothing new. It's been around. It's been around for quite some time, since at least 2003 when they started tracking. All right, so let's look at what I've got for the SPACs. I've got 3 of them up here in the VectorVest software. Let's go bring that up. I've got 3 of them in the VectorVest software. Where are they? DWAC, BENE, which is BENE, and where's my third one? My third one is Draftkings. Where's that at? Now notice, as SPACs, because they're new, look at where they fall in the list of the 17 stocks that I'm going to look at. They're in the bottom third. Why? Because they are brand new. If you look at the fundamentals, the relative value and the relative safeties on these companies, on these scales between 0 and 2, they're all below 1. Fundamentally, these stocks are not there yet. Thus, the reason why I'm not a fan of buying a brand new company. Let the company show me that it can make money before I jump on board. Now, with that being said, do I have opportunities where I can make money in these and trade them? How about DWAC is up 15% today? How many of you are holding DWAC? Type of me in the room. How many of you are holding DWAC? You jumped on the bandwagon with at least a buzz behind it. I'm just curious to know how many of you. I don't know how many. I'm definitely going to invest in Phase. I think Phase, again, I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I think Phase could be really, really good. And if I jump on it, it'll be a short term. All right, it looks like I've got some people who are in. Chris on Facebook is in it. I got John on YouTube, Mr. Consulting. John got in, he says early. John Weissman's on it. Patrick is in it. Or 2 is no. Is 2 is no that you're not in it? I didn't say that, but that's all right. If 2 means no, Apple is the best. I'm holding DWAC, says Shelly. So I got people on both sides letting me know that they are holding DWAC. Up nicely today. Here's BENE. If you look at the DWAC video that I did on YouTube, you'll understand why I have that in here. It's down today. And then Draftkings is also in here, and it's down today. Let's go take a look at their graphs real quick. All right, if I'm thinking about getting into... Ooh, dag nabbit. The heck did you just do, Joey? View the stock graph. Let's maximize it. Look at that, DWAC. Look at all of that buzz. The stock's price went up as a high of $175. That's huge. Pulled back. Why? Because a lot of people made a lot of money real quick. And now after the dust settles a little bit, this is what's happening. People who had the fear of missing out back here are starting to jump on board. That's what I think is going on. Bouncing off a level of support, nice 2 days up, little wicks at both the top and the bottom, but open candles nonetheless. Here's another stock. When the DWAC stock went up, BENE went up. Look at that. And now it's come back. It's sitting still above the level of the 20-day exponential moving average, but man, doesn't look as good as bouncing up as DWAC is. Draftkings. This has now become widely used. I have a Draftkings account. What's the other people? Draftkings and what's the other company that's out there like Draftkings? Somebody help me out. Somebody help a brother out. I have an account with them as well. Somebody's going to type it in the room. Fund took off as well. Yeah, and I didn't. Huh? FanDuel. That's what it is. I got both a FanDuel and a Draftkings account. All right, Fund is another one. And in my video, John, I did look at Fund. All right, so as I look at Draftkings, right now, even as a SPAC, it had its time. Right now, it's not the time. It's below the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings are falling, and this is why I want to wait. I want to see if a company can show me that it's making money. Draftkings right now, earnings per share is falling. Earnings growth is rising. It just hasn't caught up to the earnings per share falling just quite yet. Track is trending down. Be careful with Draftkings. All right, be careful with Draftkings. So when I went to look at some SPACs, those are the SPACs that I wanted to look at. Foon is another one. I didn't bring that up today. Nonetheless, it's another one that's out there. Mark Norton hit the dollar to support trending. No. Mark will do it if he feels good. Don't try to make him look. Don't make him try to do it. He'll do it when he feels it. If he feels it, he will. If he feels it, he will. All right. So, as a matter of fact, Lou, you could do it too. Now you want to put Mark out there. You could hit that super chat. I'm just saying, right, Joey?
That's right.
That's right. You get that.
We'll send him a mug.
You said if he hits $5, you'll send him $25. We'll send Lou a mug. There you go. Joey put that out there, Lou. If you give $25, Joey said he'll send you a mug. that's what Joey said. Listen, I never ask. When you do it, I love that you do it. That shows me that you appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you like what you see right now, what we've been doing so far, hit the like button, especially if you feel that it's something that you can use going into tomorrow's trading. This kind of analysis is out there for you. Hit the like button. I'd love for you to do that. All right, let's get into my next story. Next story is on coal stocks. Now, the reason why I looked at coal stocks, that wasn't what's supposed to happen. Earnings was supposed to happen. Did I put it? Which earnings? Well, we'll leave it right here. No, we're not. We're going to move that over after earnings, which should be right about here. Okay. What did you do? Oh, no.
You pulled that one tab out.
Okay, I'm going to put it back in. Arch. Earnings. Here we go. All right, let's go talk about earnings first. All right, so we know that, this was my coal stocks. What are you doing, Joey? All right, never mind. We're going to talk about coal stocks, and then we'll get into earnings. All right, coal stocks return from the dead to power the world as renewables fall short. Now, this story really talks about that renewables like solar and wind power are still in the mix. They're just taking slower to ramp up to produce electricity. So coal, for the most part, energy coal is out of all of the industries that we have 222 industries. Coal is number 21, actually number 41 out of 222. So it's ranked up there. It's in the top quarter of all of the industries that we track in the software. And people are going to coal to get to electricity rather than waiting for wind and solar to hit. I did a video not too long ago, or it was either on Trending Thursday. We did a video not too long ago on solar energy and wind power. It might have been last week. But right now it looks like the coal industry is moving on up to the east side, to that deluxe apartment in the sky. Ooh, Joey even joined in and sung with me. Woo! High five, Joey. Look at that. Joey even joined in and talked to me. Nuclear is carbon-free energy. Yes, and we talked about uranium piece. We talked about uranium last week and how that's playing such a role in nuclear energy and why uranium was rocking and rolling. So we did cover that. But the other side of that, as far as producing energy, coal is an industry that's up there. I got a couple of stocks for you. Ramaso Resources, earnings could grow. This is in that coal space. What else is in here? Arch, quarter 3 earnings sale beats earnings. So this is a company in that space that beat earnings, so it's growing. Next one is Hallador Energy. All of these are coal stocks. Quarter 3 earnings expected. So these expected to decline. So this is one of the coal energy stocks that are not looking right now to go higher. But I'm going to keep my eyes on that as well. So as I look at that, it keeps me in mind of knowing that these are companies, as this space is still in the top quarter of all of our industries, something to look at. Let me get into these stocks real quick. So the stocks that I'm looking at were MET-C. Look at that. So Ramaco Resources, where is that? Energy coal. What else was in energy coal? Arch. What else was in energy coal? HNRG. Those were the only 3 that I had that were in energy coal. And look at where they sit. HNRG is in the middle of the list, but Arch and MET-C on the top half of the list. Notice that MET-C is trading at $15.74 with a value of $19.98, below value. Arch is trading at $92 with a value of $121, below value. Hallador is right evenly valued. Upside potential, MET-C should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 51% over the next 1 to 3 years. Arch Coal should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 40% over the next 1 to 3 years. And HNRG, Hallador, should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 18% over the next 1 to 3 years. These stocks, all 3 of these in the coal industry, have good upside potentials. We're going to give up a little bit of safety, though. So these are going to be called more aggressive stocks. Relative timing tells me that all 3 are in an uptrend, and all 3 have buy recommendations, and all 3 grow their earnings at a double-digit clip of percentage. Overall, this helps to justify why this industry is number 41 out of 222. All right. So I'm bringing it to your attention. That's what Trending Thursday is all about. Look at METZ. Look at that. Bottom left, top right. What does that look like? It looks like a plane taking off. Bottom left, top right. Good volume. Look at the earnings per share. Look at the earnings growth. All look good. Let me move that over. Let's go to the next one. Arch looks a lot of the same, but it looks like this one is more so in a channel between a level of support at 87.68 and a level of a high of 105.58. But nonetheless, just recently dropped below the 20-day, but I am bouncing off that level of support. And the last one, this was the one that was slated to not have good earnings. Look at the earnings growth rate. Man, the VectorVest software is right on point, right? Look at the earnings growth rate, and the stock is slated to not look so good for earnings. Stock is trending down. All right. So those are my 3 coal energy stocks. And remember, it's an energy that's number 41 out of 222 in the top quarter of all of our industries. Something to pay attention to. All right. Why BTU not there? It's just not one of the stocks that I put up. Remember, we track a lot of stocks. I can't put all of the stocks up there. Christian says BTU has been struggling. Let's do this. Sigh. BTU. Let's go add it. Let's go see where it sits in the list first. You want to look at BTU? Let's go see where it sits in the list. It's in the bottom half of the list. So there you go. It's in the bottom half of the list. Where's it at? $12, value of 20, undervalued, good upside potential, safety not there. And how about out of all of the stocks that we looked at in this space, this is the only one that is not in an uptrend. There you go, Joff. All right, it's not in an uptrend. They do grow their earnings at a clip of 19% a year, double digits, and it's a sell recommendation. The 3 that I provided for you all had buy recommendations. See, I do cherry pick for a reason. If you're going to look at a stock, I want you to be in a good quality stock in an industry if the industry is that good. That's why it's like that. All right. Now, does that make sense, Joff? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right. I do not see what link. Oh, I don't have the link for Facebook. Sigh. I didn't put the link for Facebook. Can you put the link for Facebook?
For what?
They wanted the link for the Spac Analytics. I put.
This one up here? This one?
Yeah. Joey is going to try to put it in Facebook for you.
See what happens.
All right, Joey's going to try to put it in Facebook for you. I'm going to sit back so Joey can do his thing. Oh, there it is. Write a comment. Paste. Oh. Look at, leave that up there. Oh, man. You know what? Leave that up there so I can see it.
What?
You'll see what I see. Yeah. I don't need the other page.
I do.
You need to see the other page?
I do.
Okay. Well, let me do
it.
it.
Just do your thing.
All right. I think Lucid is not even in the space that I'm talking about right now, Mukesh. All right. Lucid is not even in the space that I'm talking about right now. All right. Let's get to my next story. I'm going to talk about software tech stocks. All right, software tech stocks. Thank you. Software tech stocks. Microsoft smashes earnings expectations with strong cloud performance, and it's on the rise. I do like Microsoft, and my other stock in his space would be Adobe. Adobe looks to collaboration with the metaverse. How many of you have heard about the metaverse? Type a 1 in the room if you've heard about the metaverse. Hold on a second. The number of stakeholders. I'm wondering if this is the same metaverse that I'm thinking of. I'm wondering if this is the Facebook metaverse. Sees tools that.
It's just called Meta.
Is it just Meta?
Yeah.
A non-fungible tokens, virtual reality, the next wave of growth in this company that dominates creative design software. A deep dive talking about it. Company will release test versions of 2 products that let people work together. Creative cloud spaces, which provide a place for teammates to organize files, libraries, and links, and Creative Cloud Canvas, which lets people display their design work to review with others who are part of the project. Is that the metaverse? This is kind of cool. All right. So it wasn't the same metaverse that I thought. Facebook is changing its name to Meta. There you go, Ashok. But look at that. Look at that. That's kind of cool. All right. And so Adobe is getting to be part of that. Let's go look at those stocks in my list. And there's Adobe in the top half. And what was the other one? Microsoft, also in the top half. Both of these are overvalued. All right, that doesn't make them bad stocks. They just are overvalued. That means that people are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. And look at these. Fundamentally, both of these stocks are solid. Relative value, upside potential greater than 1, and relative safety above 1 on both of them. Good earnings growth. I like them both, and I like the news behind them. Let's go take a look at their graphs. Both of these stocks are good stocks. Adobe, what's my terminology that Glenn uses, third person, that Glenn uses for a stock that looks like this? What's the terminology that I use for this? Only the people who are, huh?
Jagosity.
That's not jagosity.
Bravosity.
No, it's not that either.
Crazyosity.
Shut up, Joey. The people in here know what's that. And David's not here. Yeah, they do. Watch, they're going to type in the room. There it is. Mark said it. Joff said it. Not upward oscillation. Who else is in here? Completely forgot about today. That's all right, Elvis. Yes, Loch Nessie. It looks like the Loch Ness Monster. Oh my gosh, for all of you who are brand new to the channel, I've got a book called Glennisms. This is one of my Glennisms. This could be a cup and handle too. It's not a Glennism though. All right, Lee said the same thing as Bill said, cup and handle. But yeah, I call this Loch Nessie because it looks like the Loch Ness Monster. But it looks like it's setting up to be a good cup and handle as well. I like that. There's the cup. I like that. All right, my other one is Microsoft. Just recently broke out of a level of resistance sitting at 305.58. Nice new high yesterday, pulling back today, but clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. All right, Mark nailed it. What did Mark say? Mark says Loch Nessie. That's right, Mark nailed it. There you go. All right, so those are my two tech stocks that I wanted to look at. I'm going to look at some stocks that hit earnings. All right, I don't know if I didn't even put out a story. Stocks that hit or missed earnings this week. I got Google. I got AMD. Look at where AMD sits. Look at where Google sits. I've got GM. What is that? GM hit. Dagnabbit, Joey. I don't know why you do these things to me.
Change your scene.
Let's go look. Let's do this again. Google, AMD, GM, McDonald's, Boeing. Boeing reported earnings, Robinhood, and Coca-Cola. So these stocks, from the earnings perspective, are all over the place in the list. AMD is number 2 in the list. Google is number 4 in the list, 5, 6, 7. McDonald's is number 8, and GM is number 9 out of 19 stocks. So all of them hit except for Boeing missed. Boeing missed because of delays in jets. Robinhood missed because of a pullback in crypto. All right, so those are the only two that missed. Again, that is Boeing and Robinhood. All of the other stocks hit earnings. Let's go take a look at their graphs. Oh, there it is, breaking news. I got breaking news right now. It says Facebook unveils new name as company dives deep into metaverse. All right, let's go see. I'm going to stop right now. As Facebook plans to go all in the metaverse, a virtual reality space where users can interact with each other and can blah, 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 blah. It announced the new name will be Meta. I just read that right now on my phone. All right, that the new name is going to be Meta. I don't know if that was brand new name, but brand new news, but it just came across my phone. So it's official. It's going to be Meta. And then we just looked at Adobe is becoming part of the metaverse or with collaborations with other companies. Kind of interesting. All right, so Google. Let's go put earnings on. There's the earnings play. It gapped up a little bit of a pullback today. One day doesn't make a trend. Wow, look at AMD. I've done videos on AMD. Look at the earnings. Look at the selling pressure and follow through, but still above the 20-day exponential moving average. Watch the earnings growth on that as well. The next one, GM, also hit. Look at the earnings. It also hit, but it's now just moving sideways, but still currently below the 20-day exponential moving average. Next one, McDonald's hit. Look at that. 2 days nicely up in a row with the earnings hit, brought it back above the 20-day exponential moving average and moving higher, approaching a level of resistance at 246.72. What else? Boeing missed. Here's the earnings right there. Boeing missed. A little bit of a rebound today. But still below the 20-day exponential moving average. Robinhood missed. Robinhood is just, a lot of people are pissed off at Robinhood and went over to Webull because of the fiasco that happened with AMC and GME. Stock currently below the 20-day exponential moving average. Nope, it's Loch Nessie. Coca-Cola reported earnings nicely above the 20-day. It gapped up on the earnings news. Open candle sitting at a level of resistance, though, at $56. All right, so those are my earnings for the week. And I didn't have a story on it. Didn't need a story on it. I just had the stocks in there for earnings. All right. Last but not least, I got my stocks of interest. Let's go back to the web. Here's my stocks of interest. They're all stocks dealing with COVID. I didn't want to do a COVID story today, so these are my stocks of interest. Novavax seeks UK authorization for COVID-19. So I didn't know Novavax wasn't in the UK yet, but now they're going to be another vaccine opened up in the UK. Not open here in the US yet, not even for emergency use authorization. But they are going out to the UK, so they're going to be putting the vaccine out there. Pfizer, Novartis, Janssen, and other biotechs to sign on to the NIH FDA program to develop new gene therapies for rare diseases. I think that's awesome. 10 top drug makers are joining forces with the NIH and FDA and other nonprofits to streamline the development of new gene therapies for those with rare diseases. I don't know enough about gene therapies. It just sounds good to me. All right, and if anybody's got anything that they want to add to that as far as gene therapies are concerned, type it in the chat. I don't know enough about the gene therapy for me to give you any more information than what's here. All right, known as the Bespoke Gene Therapy Consortium, companies including Pfizer, Novartis, blah, 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 teaming up to better understand basic biology of the common gene delivery vector. All right, whose gene? Really? Novavax is hot today. Here's some good news on it. So I just showed you the good news on Novavax, right? Because of the going into the European market. Repligen expected to announce a quarterly sales of 161 million. That's going to be good for the stock to hopefully run higher. And then, of course, how many of you heard the Tesla news this week? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you heard the Tesla news this week? Type of 1 in the room. Oh, before I get into the story on why why this stock is so hot right now, if you heard the Tesla news, type of 1 in the room.
Type of 2 if you did.
Huh? Type of 2 if you didn't. All right, type of 2 if you didn't. This was some big news, and it pushed Tesla over the $1 trillion mark as far as market cap. That's huge. Yeah, most people are saying 1 that they heard. And the big news is that Hertz, the car rental place, put it in order for 100,000 Tesla vehicles for rental. 100,000, Joey. That's type of 2 in the room for what?
I needed to. I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that news? Mm-hmm. Man, Joey must be under a rock if he didn't hear it.
Too busy working.
Under a rock. I'm working. You trying to say I don't be working? I will shut you down.
You're just hanging out on the internet all day.
Whatever. I am. I got to get these stories out, right? So I am hanging out on the internet all day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Say again?
I don't get to do that.
Yeah, you do. You get to do it. I'll be watching. I'll be tracking you at home. And then I'll be looking at you and I'll be like, yeah, that's what Joey's doing. It gets opened up to me. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this. Let's go talk about these 3 stocks. These are my stocks of interest. Actually, 4 stocks. Novavax, where is it sitting in my list? Did I not put it in here? Oh, my gosh, Joey. Why did you not? Novavax, NVAX. My other one should be in here. Pfizer, comma, put PFE. My other stocks of interest were Argen, RGEN, comma, Tesla, TSLA. I don't know how those missed my list. All right, but let's go see where they sit. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. What do I want for that one? Has the train left the gate for Tesla? Tesla's been rocking and rolling. How about it's up another 3% today? It's $1,000 stock. For anybody who says that stock's too expensive, it's got options attached to it. Please learn to trade options. Pick your nose on live TV. Did I pick my nose on live TV? Oh. No, I didn't. Whatever. Who rents cars anymore? John, a lot of people do. A lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people still rent cars, man. And Hertz will share with Uber. Is that the story, Ninja? Is that what they're going to do? I know it happened 3 days ago, a shock, but still I'm trying to see if anybody had not heard about it. But 3 days ago, it's still within this week, right? Trending Thursday, and I'm looking at stuff that's happened within this week, not just today. So that story was relevant. To this week's Trending Thursday. All right. Tesla's at the top of the list. What's my other stocks? Novavax. Where's that at? Novavax is up about another 6% today. Sitting right about in the middle of my list. Where's Pfizer? Pfizer's in the top half of the list. Argen, R-G-E-N. Where's that at? R-G-E-N. In the top half of the list. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 stocks. Let's take a look at them. All right, so these are all stocks, news of interest, stocks of interest. Wow. Look at that. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. That is a beautiful stock. Whee! What's the cost to rent a Tesla? That'd be an interesting stock. I don't know, Gregory. I don't know if it would be super expensive or not. Do you think it would be expensive? Hey, how many of you think it would be expensive? Type of 1. How many of you think it would be expensive to rent a Tesla? You would think that they would have to recoup the money after X amount of time of rentals. How many of you think it would be expensive to rent a Tesla? Type of 1 in the room.
People running out of power and then just leaving it.
Oh, that's great. Joey brings up a good point. What happens if you're driving it and it runs out of power and you just walk away from it? It's cheaper than buying. It would be cheaper than buying, but that would be interesting. I just get out and walk away.
Like, what am I going to do?
What are you going to do? You got to call a tow truck to
Call a power truck.
Power truck. There you go. You call a power truck. But I like that's a good. Why is that? Was that the only stock that showed up? That stunk. Tesla, Novavax, PFE. Mark, you ready to give the mug away? Argen and Tesla. Yep. Mark, are you ready to give the mug away? Let's go take a look at these stocks. And there we go. There's Tesla. Novavax, up day today, still below the 20. Somebody said nice move on it. I agree with that. Nice move on it. Look at the earnings per share. Watch earnings growth. I'd like to see that stock back above the 20-day expenditure moving average. Pfizer, I still think that Pfizer sky is the limit because this is the only FDA-approved vaccine. The only FDA-approved vaccine, and this stock has not done anything that I thought it would do, which goes to show you can't outthink the market, right? And the last stock, Argen, nice bump up. Look at that. That's not an earnings play, is it? Yeah, it was an earnings play. RJ earnings, and look at that. Argen earnings, Repligen, look at that nice bump up today. I got a good profit target sitting about 327. I like that. So those were my stocks of interest. Anybody got any questions on my stocks of interest today? Anybody got any questions on my stocks of interest today? And Stephanie, I got that stock for you. Anybody got any questions on my stocks of interest today? Is there any unethical drug category? Yeah, but we never see it. We never see it. All right, Mark Norton, pick one for the free mug. All right, so Mark is going to pick somebody. You know what? While he's doing that, you know what we're going to get ready for, right? While he's doing that, let me clear this out. And here we go. Let's go look at your stocks. I'm going to put in these 3 stocks that we just talked about. We talked about earlier, GGPI. Okay, yeah, we don't track it. You wanted me to look at GGPI. You told me about it, but I can't track it. VLTA, I do track that, comma. All right, let's go see. I'm looking for Facebook people to give me some stocks too. Facebook people give me some stocks too. AAPL, comma, LCID, comma, NWIMF. I don't track it. I don't track it. OLN, comma, TER, Teradyne. Yep, Teradyne. Comma, DDOG, comma, I got OLN in there already. GNW, Genworth. Yep. Comma, I'm only taking one of your stocks, Curious, XOM, comma, NVNXF, I got that one. Comma, I need you to look at VRAR, comma, NNDM, comma, CDMO, comma, all right, Facebook people, DFIN, comma, ENPH, comma, who else gave me something? Cliff, CLF, comma, Snoopy, what did you say? Did Facebook change his name so that the public could stop talking about all their issues they've been having? You know, it's a whole new thing, right?
It's a whole rebranding.
It's a whole rebranding.
Because of things like that.
Okay, because of things like that. So now they're just going to be called Meta.
Yeah, so Ninja won the mug.
Ninja won the mug? All right, Ninja, you won the mug. Congratulations. Mark Norton picked out Ninja. Ninja, you won the mug. Woo! You need to go to connect at VectorVest.com, Ninja, to get your mug. All right? You got to go to connect at VectorVest.com to get your mug. SPWR, comma, Ford. I think that's it today. How many stocks is that? I don't care. I think it's less than 20. Yeah, that's enough. Wow! All the stocks that you guys picked up today are all moving big time. Woo! VRAR. Good. Googly muggly. All right, let's sort these by VST. The stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing will be at the top of the list. The stocks that have the worst combination will be at the bottom of the list. For all of you who did not get your stocks picked, go to www.vectorvest.com/free. You can get a free stock analysis on any stock that I did not type in here. John says one more mug. Do I want to give? No. Joey says no. Joey says no, so it's only one mug, and Ninja got it. All right, let's. So ENPH has got the best combination of value, safety, and timing. Volta, whoever gave me that's got the worst combination. You'll see the stocks that are at the bottom of the list, they have the worst combination of VST. But just about every stock you gave me today has got a VST above 1, with the exception of Nano Dynamics and Volta. All right, let's go graph them all. I'm going to put them on a 3-month graph. Woo! ENPH, was this earnings? Yep, that was an earnings play. Earnings happened here. Nice gap up. They beat earnings. Nice gap up. Good volume. Love the earnings per share. Love the earnings growth rate. I like it. Ooh, and I like it. You send tears up my spine every time I take one look at you. That was DeBarge, in case you didn't know. That was DeBarge. How many, I'm not going to ask a poll question on that, but that was my, how about this? How many of you like my DeBarge song? The way I sang it. How many of you like the way I just sang that DeBarge song? All right, let's go to the next song. Type a 1 if you did. All right, Teradyne, was an earnings play as well. The stock's price went up. Good volume. Good. Googly muggly. Love that volume. Off the earnings play, I don't know how long term that is, though. Go to 6 months. The stock is almost at a 6-month high, sitting at the value of 139.28. It's currently at 135. It's not high. It's not that far off of the 6-month high. So I don't know. We'll keep my eyes on that one. I like the play. I just don't know how much upside it has. All right. Let's go to the next one. CDMO. Wow. Look at that. After the price crossed above the 20-day, earnings looks good. Earnings growth looks good. Volume is pretty steady. This is not an earnings play, but the stock's price gapped up and has not tried to fade the gap as of yet right now. So just keep your eyes on that. All right. Cleveland Cliff. Earnings play, look good after earnings, but look, I don't know what other news came out right now to pull the stock down. A lot of selling pressure with the a little bit of a shooting star pattern follow through. The stock looks kind of bearish, but that's just a couple of days. It is still currently above the 20-day exponential moving average, but it did look like it beat earnings, or earnings was positive enough that the stock's price moved up nicely. I do like the earnings per share and earnings growth. I don't like the pullback, but a couple of things. I don't like the pullback, and it bounced through a level of support sitting at 24.81. Be careful with Cleveland Cliff as you owned it. Be careful with it. Olin. Good earnings growth above the 20-day exponential moving average. Another earnings play gapped up. Ooh, this one faded the gap. And trying to go back up a little bit of industry to 56.71, but it is above the 20-day exponential moving average. Next one, ExxonMobil. Petroleum is a hot industry. The stock's sitting in a little bit of a channel. Oh, no, it's not. That looks better. Above the 20-day exponential moving average. Just recently, 2 days off of a new 3-month high. Love it. Earnings per share looks good. I like this play right now, especially knowing that petroleum is a hot industry. Looking at last week we did a story on mining, but on uranium, and gold is starting to move. But this is not mining gold, silver. This is mining other. The stock's price is right now consolidating at a level of a high, sitting at $55.20. It's currently at $5.11. I like the pull up above the 20-day. I like the 3-month graph, bottom left, top right. I don't like earnings. Earnings looks like humpback. It looks like a camel. But earnings growth rate is going. Be careful with this. The volume could look better, especially in knowing that the stock's price is moving up. Look at the next one. Apple. Earnings, great, moving up. The best stock in the world. Prior to earnings, the stock's price is going up. I own Apple. Of course I do, because it's the best stock in the whole wide world. If you like petroleum, it is really hot. All right. So I love these sounds, but then you know what I like the most is when I want to fight Joey. Yeah. Is it breaking up? No, you're talking about which stock, Fernando? Which stock? Let's go. Wow, Ford. Earnings play, but look at the big wick on the top of that. That could definitely be a change in market sentiment, folks, even after good earnings. Ooh, did they beat earnings? I don't know. Somebody tell me yes or no. Did Ford beat earnings? Yes or no? The story looks like it did with the gap, but look at that pullback. Did they beat earnings and miss revenues? Somebody hook a brother up, because I did not look at, I'm just looking at the stocks you gave me. I don't know what the story is. It was an earnings play, and it still is above the 20-day, but look at that give back. Look at that profit taking. Mr. Consultant says, yes, they did beat earnings. Did they beat revenues? Lee said the same thing. Did they beat revenues? Did they beat earnings and revenues? You wanted the finalists, but alas, there you go. It was a blowout for Ford. Wow. Shooting star, S. McClintock, look at that. That's a shooting star. That's a big selling pressure. The bears pushed that stock's price down to here. That's a shooting star, and normally it means it could be a possible reversal. So everybody's telling me yes, announced the dividend too. Really? Oh, I wonder if it got if it got hit by the dividend. Let me put dividends up there. It could have gotten hit by the dividend paid out. I don't know how big the dividend was. It could have gotten paid. All right, man, let's go to the next one. Genworth. I like the pullback to a level of the 20-day. Look at the 20-day. It's still above it. I like that. It is moving higher, freshly off a 3-month high, sitting at 459. I like the bounce off the 20-day. If you own it, leave it alone. Next one, SunPower looks good. That looks like a nice airplane taking off over the 20-day. Watch the earnings per share. This is not an earnings play. Watch the earnings per share. Earnings growth looks good. Only 1 day off of a high. S. McClintock, see that? That's a shooting star, but no follow-through. Normally, when you see a shooting star, a big wick at the top of a candle, to confirm that pattern, you would see a red candle. This one didn't have any follow-through. So the bears pushed down, but the bulls said, not in my house. They Dikembe Mutombo'd that shooting star. That's what they did. VRAR. So evidently, oh man, what happened? Let's go check the news on this. What happened? It's up 33% 15 days ago. Press release. 13 hours ago. Glimpse Auto announces public listing on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. So is that what happened? All right, so that's what pushed the stock's price higher. But then after that, look at the big wick. A lot of people taking profits on that. Why? Because the stock's price closed yesterday at a price of $9.71. Today it went up to $16.60. That's a lot of people taking profits. See that volume? That's a lot of people taking profits on that stock. That's what that is. All right, so it looks good. I like it. It's above the 20-day, but that's profit taking. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Look at the volume. All right, DFIN. I like that one. That one looks like a nice plane. Bottom left, top right. Bouncing. It pulled back, bounced off a level of support, sitting at the 20-day exponential moving average. Would love to see take out that high. I like that. That's a good-looking equity curve. Whoever gave me that, I like that. Lucid. I'm going to do a video probably soon about electric vehicles. I don't know what the news was on this. Let's go see if I can pull it. 28% today. That's a nice little move. Come on. There we go. What was the news on it? 1 hour ago. Why? Nah, that's not it. Let's go to press release. Lucid Motor, third quarter fiscal. Oh, so on November 15th. All right, that's when it's going to report. But I don't know what's making it move up today. Lucid report third quarter financials Monday, November 15th. Lucid confirms first customer delivery. Oh, that take place on October 30th. They're finally putting out their car. They're finally going to sell it. So if you look at the graph and you look at sales on Lucid, none. This is a company that's out there that hasn't sold a ding dang darn thing yet. October 30th, they're going to start delivering the car. That's big news for Lucid. That is big news for Lucid, and I can see why the stock's price is taking. That's nice. All right, so Lucid, keep that on your radar for that purpose. Who gave me Lucid? That was a good stock. I say thank you for that. All right, that's big news driving the stock's price higher. They're finally going to sell something. All right, it's been around. They're finally going to sell something. D-Dog, software. Man, moving up. I like that. How do you register to get my mug? I tried Nope. It's, what is it? VectorVest at connect.com, Ninja. Huh? What?
Connect at VectorVest.com.
Oh, it's connect at VectorVest.com, Ninja. Connect.
Email.
You got to email it to there. Connect at VectorVest.com.
Send an email with your address.
Send an email with your address. All right. Anyway, D-Dog looks good. I got to scratch my back. I'm scratching my back on live. But I got no sweaty armpits. I never have sweaty armpits, ever.
False.
No, you have never seen me with sweaty pits, ever.
Sure I have.
No, you haven't.
Sure.
I will fight you. All right.
Pictures of you in Africa.
There's no pictures with, even in Africa, I didn't have sweaty armpits. I did not. You're such a hater. Anyway, Nanodynamics in a channel right here. I like the earnings per share. I like the earnings growth, but sitting in the channel, sitting in the channel of the stock, watching it go away through my sock. Ooh. All right, Nanodynamics. I do like the earnings. I do like the earnings growth. It's got good relative value. Relative safety is not there, but the stock is consolidating. The stock is consolidating. Oh, Ford, was it the Ford the dividend in December? All right, I got you. Thank you for that. Last stock, VLTA, the bottom of the list. Big move today, but look at the pullback. Now still below the 20-day exponential moving average on good volume. Earnings don't look good. I'm not feeling it. Now you know why this stock is at the bottom of the list. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. All right, folks. Which one I want? Do I want that one? I don't want that one. Which one do I want? I don't even know. Whatever. I'm done for the day. That was a good day. I think we had a good day. You think we had a good day today? If you like what you saw today and you haven't already hit the like button, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. All right. I saw how many people we had. I'd like to see those likes go up close to the amount of people that were there. All right, especially if what we did was worthwhile to you. If you're brand new to the channel, you haven't done it already, haven't hit subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm getting a lot of likes. I see the likes going up on Facebook. Thank you so much for that, folks. And man, I love Trending Thursdays. If you think Trending Thursday is worth it to you, type a 1 in the room. All right, if you really think that Trending Thursday is worth it for you to come and spend your time, other than you sitting in this room and I see you all, if you think that it's worth, and if it's worth it, share this stuff out with the people in your social circles, folks. All right, while you're still a buy or wait for pullback. I'm going to look at it real quick, find a symbol, add a symbol. I'm going to take a look at it just real quick before we go. Wire. actually went to the top of one of my lists, my weekly watch list. Let's view the stock graph. Again, you're not looking at it. I am. The stock had a down and a pullback yesterday. It's moving up today. Good volume. If you own it, I would say leave it alone. If you own wire, there's nothing telling you to get out of it. The pullback was yesterday, but it was still gapped up higher. Yeah, if you own wire, leave it be. And if you want to get out of it, put a 3 exponential moving average on it. That'll get you out fast. If you want a little bit more room, put an 8 exponential moving average on it. That will give you some time. Watch out because Yellen is talking tomorrow. She can move the market. She can move the market. And for all the people who typed the 1 in the room because you think that Trending Thursday is worth it, I appreciate it. I totally appreciate it. All right. I'm about done. I'm essentially doing a synthetic covered call on DWC. So synthetic covered call. You don't own the stock, so you bought a long call and you sold a call against a long call. Is that what it is? Or a synthetic? You sold 115 calls on it. If you sold the calls, the stock got pulled away. If you sold 115, wires trading at 130, it's going to get called away.
He said DWAC, didn't he?
Yeah. No, somebody says, I'm essentially doing a synthetic call on DWAC. And then Stephanie said, I sold 115 calls. You're going to, at AT, wire's going to get called away. And as long as you don't mind that, you're fine. You don't get any extra money outside of 115, though. You sold the 115 call. You don't get up any capital appreciation all the way up to 130. It's going to get called away at 115. So just know that. I really appreciate you guys going live and doing this. I use VectorVest day, and I have 6 years. Thank you all for what you do. You're welcome, John. All right. So, Stephanie, your wire call is going to get called away. And in the synthetic covered call, you're going to be fine on that too. All right. So I'm done. Oh, you did a bull call spread. All right, that's different. That wasn't a covered call. You did a bull call spread. You maxed out on what you can make on the trade. Unless you own the stock. If you did a bull call and you don't own the stock, if you did a bull call and you don't own the stock, you already maxed out what you can make on the trade. How do we get your delay YouTube present? Your Derby?
Should I say delay or Derby?
Maybe it was Derby or daily YouTube presentations. Is that daily, Harry? If it's daily, you just go to the channel. You can see whatever videos are up. You go to the channel and like this will be up right as soon as we done. As soon as we done. All right. So. All right. I'm done. With that, folks, thank you for being here. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha for all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya.